Good evening, everybody. Welcome into Coach's Corner East on a different night. We're on Tuesday this week as we get ready for the Thanksgiving holiday, and we are at the Pizza Hut in Galion with Galion, Colonel Crawford, and Crestline Winter Sports tonight. Our show is brought to you in part by Don Barr and Associates at Galion Building and Loan Bank. It's Matt Studer at Spitzer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Kia, 1 mile east of the Richland Mall. Mark Osborne and Associates at E-Crane International, serving worldwide markets from the Galion Industrial Park. A little later on tonight, I'll be talking with head boys basketball coach at Crestline High School. It's Tyler Sanders and his Bulldogs as they get ready to open their season tomorrow night on the road at Colonel Crawford. Before that, it'll be Nate Hill, the varsity assistant coach at Colonel Crawford boys basketball, as he prepares his team with Coach David Sheldon and Brett Capel for the Crestline Bulldogs. So it'll be interesting to see what they say about each other. And to start the show, we're getting in the pool with the Galion Tigers and talking about their swimming program here in just a moment. The show is brought to you in part by Stephen Chuck Keller, Keller Auto Parts, your Napa dealer, Uptown Galion and Crestline. Marie Mounts at the Platinum Insurance Agency, your progressive agent, 131 Harding Way East, Uptown Galion. And Joe Klein and Associates at the Galion office of First Federal Bank of Ohio. And I'm pleased to welcome to the microphone longtime swim coach at Galion High School, Ted Temple. And Coach, it's great to see you again in person. We had to do this over the phone last year, but we're in person, and it's great to have you back.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And I always ask you this question, and you always say it with a badge of honor, so to speak. How many years coaching for you now? If you hold that microphone up a little closer.
Actually coaching 53 years,
53.
29 at Galion.
29, wow, fantastic. Good for you. And in that long time, because let's face it, it's only a part of the year, but there has to be that drive year after year after year to make you want to come back to work with these young people and to see them succeed. So what is that drive inside of you that makes you want to keep coming back for more and more?
The love of the sport. Mm-hmm. The kids, they kind of make you feel young. Mm-hmm. And I have always had a good bunch of kids here. Every year they get better and better and better. The parents are nice to work with. The administration is good to work for. And it's a long drive, going 20 miles one way and 20 miles home, but it's worth it.
So I know in other sports, because I've seen it happen, let's say football example, and the coach is pushing the kids, they're doing sprints, and one of the kids challenges the coach and say, hey, listen, if you can beat me in a 40, we'll keep running. If not, we're done. And they do it. Or in basketball, they may have a foul shooting contest or a three-point contest. Do any of your kids say, you beat me in 100, coach, and we'll keep swimming, otherwise we're done?
Years ago, I got in the water and had a few sprints with them, but I'm 75 years old this year. And as you get older, your muscles don't work as well as they used to because swimming takes every muscle in the body.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'll bet you could still get in there and do that.
Oh, I can still get in and swim, yeah.
Yeah, maybe not with them. So last year, I took a look at your records. Boys were 5th place in the MOAC, girls in the 3rd place in the MOAC, and I believe you did send some girls down to state, though, correct?
One. Troy went to state.
Troy went to state.
The other girls almost made it, came within 1 or 2 places.
Mm-hmm. And how did she fare?
Troy was 9th in the 100 and 9th in the 50 and set 2 new team records.
Okay, and she'll be back this year, is that correct?
She is back.
As a senior?
She's a senior.
And she's one of those ones that, and I've met some over the years because she came as a freshman, and it seems like I never graduate. I talked to Coach Fenner at Colonel Crawford last week on the basketball side. I said, geez, oh, Pete's Caitlyn Reisner is back for her senior year. I thought that was 2 years ago. But it's got to be nice having someone like that's been around, that's been through it. But talk about the team this year on both sides, the guys and the girls. Who you have coming back, numbers on both teams?
Well, we have 15 girls, mm-hmm. and out of those 15 girls, I think 11 lettermen. 11 lettermen. The varsity squad this year is going to consist of about probably 8 or 9 girls. Mm-hmm. Boys were low this year, probably the lowest total we've ever had. We got 5.
What do you attribute that to?
It's just been running that way this is the 2nd year we've been low on boys. I had several boys that decided to go play soccer and a few winter soccer. And that's where about 4 of the boys are. We'll exist and survive with the boys. The girls, we'll contend for the MOAC. We'll contend for it.
Okay, yeah, and you make a really good point. soccer is becoming a pretty big sport at Galion. I saw the awards that both the girls and the guys won and the success. You have a brand new field back there. And I never really thought about the fact, okay, yeah, there's club volleyball in the off season, there's AAU basketball in the off season, there's travel baseball and softball in the off season. I never really thought about indoor soccer, but that can really affect the team.
We've got 2 senior girls that really make a big difference this year. The rest of them are juniors and sophomores.
Good.
2 sophomores, the rest are juniors, and it's a strong girls team.
What do you see as their strength in that girls program?
The depth right now, we're going 1-2. I mean, we're probably 2 and 3 deep in some events. I need another butterflyer. I have 1 butterflyer. I'd like to have another, but butterfly is one of those strokes that they don't come in bunches.
Yeah, right.
And IMers, I've got 2 or 3 good IMers right now, but the specialty strokes, we're pretty good. I admit we're looking pretty good on paper. We'll see how good we are next week. Sorry.
When you have a few number of boys like that, and one of them's with us tonight, there's probably some events you just won't cover, correct, in a meet.
Yeah,
You just can't do it because of either just wearing them out or ability or so on and so forth,
They
correct?
can only swim 2 and 2, and I have enough to mount 2 relays.
Mhm.
And I have enough boys to cover maybe 8 events, and that's about it.
And how many events are in a meet normally?
11 events total with your relays, so
Mhm.
we'll have about 4 events maybe each meet, but won't have anybody competing.
Sure. Now, do you have any seniors on the guys' team?
No seniors.
No seniors, okay, so relatively young team, okay.
It is.
All right, and you've gotten in the pool, practice has started, right?
Oh, yes,
And-
3 weeks.
How's that been?
Great.
Everything's
We're
been going well?
putting in yardage, and sometimes the kids think that I'm trying to kill them, but they know that.
Well, we'll talk to them here in a moment just about that. So let's take a quick break before we talk to them and let you know that we're brought to you in part by the Burkhart family at the Burkhart Farm Center, your Case IH dealer, straight west of Galion on the Manette New Winchester Road. Mike Kleinite at Ag Credit Residential Lending, Bucyrus, Mount Gilead, and Marion. And sweet baby Ray Jones, Davy's little brother, at Ohio Door and Sash, 120 South Street in Galion. And first, we're going to talk to the lone male that's here tonight, and it's sophomore Wyatt Estep. Hi, Wyatt, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I like that hat. You're sporting that nice Galion swimming hat. Coach says you're not a very big team in numbers.
No, not at all.
1 of 5. Is this your second year of swimming?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And even though you don't have a lot of numbers, you got 4 other guys that are swimming with you. Talk about the closeness of you 5 as a unit to say, hey, we may not have a lot of numbers, but by gosh, when we hit the pool, we're going to do really good things. Have you talked about that?
I'd say the 5 of us are pretty close when it comes like relation. Like the 5 of us get along real well with each other.
Good.
I'd say in the pool, it's a split between like being on the fast end of it and being on the slower end of it, just like all over the place. But I think together we'll do fairly well.
Good. And what races are you going to be specifically in?
I'm probably going to be on the relay team since there's only 5 of us. And then I typically do the 500s and the backstroke.
Ah, okay. What is your strongest race?
Probably the 500.
Yeah. And what would be a PR this year for you at that?
Breaking 7. I'm not like the fastest on the team at all, but
That's
breaking
okay.
7 is probably my PR for the year.
Good. Well, hey, it's not always about that. It's the fact that you got out there and you're participating and you're being a part of something really special. And I commend you for that. Even though there's only 5, I give you a lot of credit for doing that. And I just hope you have an enjoyable time and, turn some heads, have some opportunity to turn some heads. So I appreciate you coming out tonight, Wyatt.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Next up, Caitlyn Karnes is here, junior, and let's see, the rest of the girls we have 1 sophomore and the rest junior, so Caitlyn is a junior. Is this your 3rd year swimming at Galion?
Yes.
Okay, and what events are you in?
As of right now, I'm probably going to be swimming all 3 relays and then the 100 fly.
Now, do you like the relays better, or do you like that individual a little bit better?
I like the relays just because I like swimming with my teammates, and I think we have really good, healthy competition, and it pushes me, but I really love the fly.
What makes that special for you? Is it just because you have that gifted ability to be able to do it, or what is it that you like that so well?
It's challenging. It challenges me a lot, and I think that's the thing that pushed me to try and train at it the most.
Mm-hmm. Coach said he feels like you can contend for the MOAC. Does that put any undue pressure on you and the rest of your team, or do you kind of like that?
I like the pressure. I think I've always performed better under pressure, and I think I just do better in times, train harder.
Who do you like in the MOAC swimming against?
Last year, she was a senior last year, but I liked swimming against Amy Evans because
Okay.
she was also a flyer for Ontario.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, good luck this year. Thanks for coming out, and we'll see if we can get some girls down to state. That'd be nice.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Next up, we have Miranda Stone is a sophomore, and how are you, Miranda?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much for coming out. I appreciate that. And second year on the team, right?
Yep.
Now, are you going to be doing any different events this year than you did last year?
Last year I kind of floated all around. I switched to the 100 free and the 100 back for sectionals last year, but coming into this season I think I'm going to do the IM and the 100 back.
Okay. And what would be your strongest?
Probably the 100 back. I
100.
haven't swam the IM in a while, so.
Okay. And what would be a PR kind of time for you?
And the 100 back, I would like to get down to around 104, 103 this year, hopefully.
Okay. So you've been in the pool for 3 weeks or so. How is the aerobic and the air coming with you? Are you feeling stronger than you did when you first started the practice?
Yeah, I feel like we're definitely getting in shape, but it's, as Coach said, some days we feel like he's trying to kill us. Today was one of them.
Right before Thanksgiving, he's going to make sure you get those
As he
muscles
said,
worked out.
We're earning our turkey. But I think we're definitely starting off strong and getting to where we need to be.
Good. And besides your own pool here at the YMCA, where do you like to swim? What's your favorite road pool to swim at?
Probably Bowling Green, where we swim for districts.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And, yeah, I imagine that's a lot bigger and just more competition too that you see there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a very fast pool.
Yeah, very good. Well, thanks for coming out. Good luck to you this year. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next up, Brooklyn OBrien is with us, and a junior. And hi, Brooklyn, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for coming out tonight. How much are you looking forward to this third year, getting started and getting going?
I am very excited for this year. I think that we've been working very hard in the pool, so I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
What races will you be involved with?
I'm in the 500 and the 100 breaststroke and in 2 relays.
Wow. And which ones do you like best?
I like the relays the best.
Why
just
is
because-
that? What is it? Because, well, I'll let you answer that. I think I know why, but you tell me why.
It's just because I'm with my teammates and just us working together just helps.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because swimming's one of those sports where you can be an individual, but yet you can do, you know, kind of like track. It's the same kind of thing. You can run a 100-meter by yourself, but then you can be on a 4x4 or something along that lines. And that's neat that you would say that you enjoy being with the rest of the team and you can cheer them on. So in those relays, do you run a certain leg or always the beginning, middle, or end?
I'm breaststroke in the medley relay, but in the freestyle, I'm normally the end.
The end, okay. And you prefer that?
Yes, I really like that.
Yeah, so save it for the end, and when you need to speed up, you can speed up, for sure. Who do you look to be your toughest competition in the MOAC? Which team?
I'm going to go with Ontario. They
Yeah.
really push us sometimes.
Yeah, they're really good in swimming, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, you have a good year and hopefully get you down to state. And I always say that, get down to state, and like it's in Columbus. Really, you go east to the natatorium at Canton McKinley High School, just outside of the Canton Fieldhouse. So good luck this year. I hope you have fun.
Thank you.
You bet. And finally, it's Julia Connor. And Julia, if I remember correctly, did you make it to state in cross country or close?
I don't run cross country.
Oh, your mom coaches them,
Yes,
right?
my mom is the coach, and I
Okay.
do stats for the team.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I knew you were associated one way or the other, and
Yeah.
I know your dad was in here earlier this year with golf.
Yeah,
And but they did have a good year anyway.
they did.
Nonetheless. So as you get ready for your third year, what events will you be in?
I swim really wherever coach wants me, but I want to focus on the 200 IM this year.
Why is that?
I feel like I can do all of the strokes like decently well, and then I put them together, and it turns out pretty good.
Okay. Where do you personally have to improve from where you were last year to where you want to be this year?
My butterfly needs to improve a lot. That's the weakest part of my IM, I think if I get my butterfly time down, I definitely will improve to where I want to be.
So during practice, does coach say, remember, you got to get your butterfly time down, work on that, you haven't done enough of that today? Do you do that, or do you consciously say, I got to put time in and an effort in to get this better?
I think about it a lot, but it's also really hard in the pool because there's so many people to swim butterfly, because you kind of like need the whole lane to like be able to swim the stroke correctly. But I try to work on it when I can.
Yeah. Now, will you take any time outside of practice and just maybe a Saturday or a Sunday and just say, I'm going to go to the pool and work on some stuff?
I plan on spending most of my like Christmas break focusing on fixing my strokes so I can improve better this season.
Okay, very good. Well, enjoy your season, have a good time, and hopefully all of you can have a chance to go down to state and or over to state and have a good situation there. Appreciate you coming out.
Thank you.
You bet. We're going to take a break here. We're going to talk to Coach Curt Wiggins here in just a moment. And our show is brought to you in part by Lee Plymouth and Brad Seibert at the Plymouth Insurance Group, Galion and Bucyrus, North Central State College, Mansfield in the Crawford Success Center, North Walnut Street across from the courthouse in Bucyrus, Phil and Shoes Shrek at Phil's Deli just east of Pizza Hut at the bridge in Galion. Assistant Coach Curt Wiggins is here, and you've been here before. It's great to see you again. Little different situation in that lower numbers in the boys, a really talented girls team to come back. Do you focus on one over the other, or is it really encapsulated with all of them?
I focus on both of them. Yeah, I don't really focus on one side or the other. I'm usually focused actually on a lot of the more newer swimmers a lot. But I make my way down to the other end of the pool sometimes. So.
Sure. Now, Coach said it's for the love of the sport that he keeps coming back. What drives you to keep coming back year after year?
I love the sport too, but I also love, being that I work with a lot of the younger and newer swimmers, I just love seeing their growth from where they start to where they finish. It's pretty incredible sometimes to see how far they've come over the course of a season.
Yeah, I got to imagine, to be a coach, you got to want to do it for a lot of different reasons.
Sure.
And I would think for most, the natural feeling is they want to see kids succeed and grow and learn because it is an extension of the classroom, right? Any interscholastic sport. And that's great to hear that that's what gives you a lot of satisfaction, to see where they were at the beginning of the year compared to where they were at the end of the year.
Right.
So when you kind of look at the grand scheme of things in the MOAC, who do you see as your stiffest competition on both the boys and the girls side?
Oh boy. Well, Ontario always gives us really good competition on both sides. Being that we have low numbers in boys, everybody's going to be pretty competitive for us this year. But Ontario's probably going to be our biggest competition. I
Okay.
would say.
Now, I know Highland came in the league for basketball and other sports starting now. They're going to be in for football next year. Does that affect you, or do they have a swimming team, or not even aware of that?
Not aware of that yet. I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay, maybe they're in a different, maybe they go down to Columbus or something, or heck, I don't know, maybe they don't even have swimming. I don't even know, but I just wondered if that affected you at all. Well, good luck to you this year. I certainly appreciate you coming out. I'll talk a little bit more with Coach Temple here. And Coach, you have your first meet coming up next Tuesday, according to the schedule I saw.
Ontario.
Right out with Ontario.
Get them at home.
And that's a good thing. Do you like, all the kids talked about Ontario, really like to, they really push us. Do you like starting out with them?
Oh, it's like start out with the best. Might as well.
Yeah.
But they've always been a strong team. And with Chad Wright coming as head coach and his dad, they do a good job over there, along with Deb Henry. But I figure we know where we're at. For the other step competition is going to come from Shelby.
Yeah.
And Shelby's always strong too. So us three, we're gonna fight away at it.
Yeah, it's going to be a good litmus test for sure. I looked at some other key meets. You're going to be at the Friendly House with Lexington and some others on December 4th. Over to Ontario for a big meet on the 22nd, Saturday the 22nd. Then up to Port Clinton on the 6th.
And we're taking 6 girls up to Spire meet up at Lake Geneva.
Oh, are you really?
And we're taking 6 girls, and like I said, Troy's not here tonight, but she's really on fire right now. And we're swimming relays, the A meet up there, and some of the girls, all 6 of them are going to swim.
Okay, good,
So-
good. And then I looked, sectional is going to be the week of February 7th through the 12th, district the 23rd through the 26th, and you wrap things up at state the week of the 23rd and the 26th. I think I may have got my dates off there a little bit. District's probably the week right after sectional, but looks like it's going to be an exciting time, both for mostly for your girls, but you guys have some opportunity as well. As
Work in
winter goes,
progress.
what's that?
Work in progress.
There you go. That's okay. As winter goes on, I'm sure there'll be some opportunity to have you come back with some other kids to talk about how your season's progressing. It always seems to work that way with basketball and getting cancellations and coming back on a different night and things along that line. So we'll look forward to having you back. But appreciate it so much. And to all of you, good luck and wish you a very, very happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, just give us a call.
Thank you. I appreciate you stopping out. We're going to take a break here. We're going to come up and talk Colonel Crawford basketball with assistant varsity coach Nate Hill. We'll do that after this timeout.